Ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to gamble, and I know that no one will stop you from doing it, but at least what you can do is be an intelligent gambler, as I always say in all my videos, right? Either you're doing it for fun, or you just want to make money. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because you want to prolong your game. You want to be here for the long term, right? If you're going to gamble, you don't want to gamble until you lose. You want to be there until you feel comfortable just leaving, and not leaving with a massive loss, and preferably even leaving with a big win. So for every smart gambler, there's one thing that they actually don't do. Okay, they don't do. And in this video, we're going to use Gemini AI, okay, Google's AI, Google's ChatGPT, to look into this. So really do pay attention, because I know a lot of you love having fun. And at the end of the video, also, I am going to give you, some advice about how you can actually gamble with free money. Simple as that. So I suggest you listen, because the point that we're going to look at is going to give you the edge. It's going to give you the opportunity to have an advantage. It's going to give you everything, guys. Okay, so you can actually make the most out of it. And if not, then I don't really know what else can be done, because at the end of the day, it's all about emotions here. So let's have a look at this one. So avoid betting for the sake of action. What is avoid betting for the sake of action? Well, it's the discipline of only placing bets when you have a clear strategic reason, when the odds are favorable enough to justify the risk, rather than betting simply out of boredom, impatience, or a need for constant excitement, right? So why is it important? Protects bankroll, encourages patience. So let's just have a look at the first one. Let me just elaborate a little bit on this one. So protects bankroll, prevents wasted money on low probability bets or games that don't offer the best odds. Encourages patience, teaches you to wait for opportune moments, which is crucial in skilled games. So if you are playing one of these skilled games, like, I don't know, like poker, for example, do it in a way where you actually are taking action or making moves on what makes sense, not on your emotions, because you're angry and you're just trying to recover a loss, or you're just trying to make more quickly. That's not how it works, right? Reduces house edge exposure. Less time spent making poor bets means less money lost to the casino built-in advantage. Okay, that's a very good one. And improves decision quality, fosters a more rational, less impulsive approach to gambling. If you can master this, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be in the 1%. Like, you're going to be so rational. You will have your plan. You will understand, what you're supposed to do. And you're going to avoid these stupid mistakes. The reason why people lose out a lot is just making mistakes. So let's take, for example, Fred, right? Fred is at a busy casino. The blackjack table he wants to play at is full, and he's waiting. Without avoiding action junkie behavior, Fred gets bored waiting. He spots a brightly slot machine nearby, thinking just a few spins to pass the time. He starts feeding money into a high house edge slot, quickly losing 50 euros before a spot opens at the blackjack table. This money was lost purely for the sake of having something to do. Like, this is crazy. Imagine, just because he kind of felt bored or whatever, and he could have used that money to go and play at the blackjack table, and probably had some money to play at the blackjack table. But when he did run out of blackjack at that table, ran out of money, imagine if he had another 50, who knows, that last 50 would have kind of maybe flipped everything around, and he would have made a ton of money. So with avoiding action junkie behavior, Fred waits patiently, might observe other tables, reviews basic strategy on his phone, or simply take a break. When a spot opens at his preferred blackjack table, he sits down with his bankroll intact, ready to apply his strategy in a game when his skill has an impact. He saves his money for optimal betting opportunity. There you have it. He came in, he had the idea that he wants to play at the blackjack table, nothing to distract him. You know how many stories I've heard of people coming in, they're like, oh, I want to sit at the blackjack table, but it takes time, okay? They're probably going to have to wait for 1 or 2 hours. And meanwhile, they go at the slot machines and they lose everything, and they're like, oh, so I can't really, in the end, play at the blackjack table because I have nothing left. So avoid these mistakes. But how do you practice this strategy and become better at it? Well, it's simple. Define your good bets before gambling. Know exactly which games or specific bets within games you will play based on their odds or your strategy. Set waiting period activities. If you're at a casino, plan what you'll do when there's no ideal game. Recognize boredom, impatience, triggers. Be self-aware when you feel the urge to bet just because nothing else is happening. Pause and identify that emotion. Have a walk-away plan. If no good opportunities arise or you feel the urge for action is too strong, be prepared to leave the casino and focus on quality, not quantity. Remind yourself that successful gambling is about making high-quality, calculated decisions, not about the number of bets played. So this is how it works, really, guys. Like, you should really learn to master these skills. These are like the most important things that you can do. Like, be rational. Don't just be like a child, like, oh, I see this beautiful machine over there. I'm gonna go play it. While I'm waiting for to sit down and play this other game. No, go in there with a plan. What are you planning to play? Whether it's entertainment, fun, doesn't matter. Just stick to a plan. Stick to a plan, because the whole point is that the casino is just trying to break your focus, break your concentration, and in the end, you end up losing because you're everywhere. Have you seen these massive casinos like in Las Vegas? You go in and you're like a kid. You're like, I want to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then you end up walking away with nothing. If I was you, I'd be more concentrated. So, like I've said, emotions, psychology is everything. That's something that casinos cannot manipulate well, they can manipulate, but if you're strong enough, they have no chance against you because you are just stubborn. Okay, you gotta be stubborn. You have your plan, you stick to it. That's it. And if you do want to gamble with free money, bonuses, which are now being given out like no tomorrow in the online casinos, join my Telegram group, and there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be giving out very, very interesting offers. You never know. That $100, that free $100, $200 could change your life. Everything is possible. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.